Once upon a time, in a world much like ours, but touched by hidden magic, there was a little girl named Chihiro. She was 10 years old, with dark hair, curious eyes, and a heart full of quiet fears and dreams. Chihiro and her parents were moving to a new town. She sat quietly in the back seat of their car, holding a bouquet her friends had given her as a farewell gift. She didn't want to move. She didn't want a new home, a new school, or a new life. Everything she knew, everything she loved, was behind her. As they drove, the road twisted and turned through the countryside. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long golden shadows on the fields. Chihiro's father, cheerful and adventurous, decided to take a shortcut. They bumped along a narrow dirt road until they reached something unexpected, a tall stone tunnel built into a green hill. It looked ancient, like something out of a forgotten time. A gentle breeze whispered through the trees. Chihiro shivered. She didn't want to go inside, but her parents laughed it off. "Come on," they said. "Let's take a look." Together, they walked into the darkness. On the other side of the tunnel, they found a wide open meadow, and beyond it, what looked like an old abandoned town. Colorful buildings lined the empty streets, and the smell of delicious food drifted through the air. Hungry and curious, her parents found a restaurant stall filled with fresh, hot dishes. No one was around, but the food was steaming, inviting. "Don't worry," her father said. "We'll pay later." They began to eat hungrily, plate after plate. But Chihiro felt uneasy. The sky was starting to turn an unnatural shade of purple. Shadows moved strangely. The streets, once warm with light, grew cold and silent. Terrified, Chihiro ran back to her parents, only to find they had changed. They were no longer human. They had turned into giant pigs, snorting and squealing among the food. Chihiro screamed. She stumbled backward, her hands trembling. The world around her shifted. The buildings seemed to breathe. The ground felt alive. She was trapped. As night fell completely, strange creatures began to appear, transparent spirits floating through the streets, masked figures in silent procession. Chihiro ran, blinded by fear, until a voice called out to her. It was a boy, tall, calm, with kind but serious eyes. "My name is Haku," he said. "You must leave before it's too late. But first, you need to find a job. That's the only way you can survive here." He gave her a small cake made of magic to stop her from vanishing into nothingness. Then, he led her through the spirit world's hidden corners, toward a giant building glowing with strange lights, the bathhouse. Haku led Chihiro through the heavy mist, across a bridge that seemed to float in the sky. He warned her, "Hold your breath. If the spirit scents a human, you'll be in danger." Chihiro covered her mouth and walked carefully behind him. Strange beings crossed the bridge, frogs in clothes, masked workers, spirit guests in colorful robes. The air smelled of flowers, smoke, and something older, something powerful. At the heart of this magical city stood the bathhouse, a towering building full of glowing lanterns and rising steam. This was the place where spirits came to rest, to cleanse their weary bodies. It was ruled by Yubaba, a sorceress with a sharp nose, shining rings, and eyes that missed nothing. Haku told her, "You must go to the boiler room. Ask Kamaji for work. Beg him, never give up." And with that, he disappeared into the swirling crowds. Chihiro found her way down twisting staircases into the dark belly of the bathhouse. There she met Kamaji, an old man with many long spider-like arms. He worked tirelessly, throwing coal into furnaces, boiling water for the baths. Kamaji was gruff but not unkind. He saw Chihiro's determination. She bowed low, pleading, "Please, give me a job." At first he refused, "This is no place for humans," he muttered. But when Lin, a quick-tongued worker, came by, Kamaji asked her to take Chihiro to Yubaba herself. Lin agreed with a reluctant smile. "You're a stubborn one," she said. "Fine, let's see if you can survive." The journey to Yubaba's chambers was like climbing through a dream. Endless red carpets, gold doors, whispering walls. Chihiro's legs shook, but she kept going. Yubaba was powerful, and she knew immediately that Chihiro was human. Still, Chihiro bowed deeply, over and over, stubborn and trembling. "I want to work," she said. "I beg you, please give me a job." Yubaba laughed, a thunderous sound. But impressed by Chihiro's bravery, she agreed, on one condition. She stole Chihiro's real name and gave her a new one, Senor. "You belong to me now," Yubaba said, sealing the contract with a flourish. From that day, Sen worked hard, scrubbing floors, washing strange spirits, carrying buckets twice her size. The spirits laughed at her, some teased her, but Sen did not give up. She made friends with Lin, who looked out for her, scolding but caring, and Kamaji sent her little soot sprites to help with her work. Every night, exhausted and aching, she curled up in a small room, thinking of her parents, now trapped as pigs in the barn. But Sen's heart remained strong. She would save them, no matter what. One day, the bathhouse was visited by a particularly filthy spirit. It smelled of rot and despair. The other workers fled, but Sen was chosen to serve it. Bravely, she approached, bowing low. As she helped it into the bath, she realized something. This was no ordinary spirit. It was a powerful river spirit, polluted by the human world's garbage. With all her strength, Sen helped pull the waste out, bicycles, sludge, broken things, and freed the true spirit beneath. In gratitude, the river spirit gave her a magic gift, a small, precious medicine. That night, the workers spoke of Sen with respect. She had done what others feared to do. Another night, a lonely spirit named No Face slipped into the bathhouse. He was silent, wearing a white mask, and at first seemed harmless. Sen showed him kindness, but soon No Face began to consume greed. He ate the workers who served him food and grew into a terrible, monstrous creature, offering gold to anyone who would feed him. Sen realized what was happening. She wasn't tempted by gold or promises. She offered No Face the medicine the river spirit had given her. He swallowed it, and suddenly he began to vomit, throwing up all the greed he had swallowed. His monstrous form shrank back into the lonely, sad spirit he once was. Sen led No Face away from the bathhouse. Together, they journeyed into the wildlands beyond. Meanwhile, Haku was in danger. He had stolen something from Yubaba's twin sister, Zeniba, and was cursed. Wounded and bleeding, he crashed into the bathhouse. Sen rushed to him. Using the magic cake, she saved him, forcing out a black slug that had been controlling him. She realized then, Haku was more than he seemed. He was the spirit of a river, the river where she had once fallen as a child and been saved. Haku had known her long ago. They were connected by fate. Sen decided to make things right. With No Face, she traveled far across the spirit world to Zeniba's cottage. But instead of finding anger, they found kindness. Zeniba was gentle and wise. She forgave Haku, asking only that he be true to himself. Sen spent a peaceful night there, spinning yarn, laughing with new friends. In the morning, Haku arrived in his dragon form to take her back. Back at the bathhouse, Yubaba laid one final test before Chihiro could win her parents' freedom. She placed a group of pigs before her and asked, "Which ones are your parents?" Chihiro looked carefully. Her heart told her the truth. She bowed and said, "None of them are my parents." Yubaba gasped. Chihiro had answered correctly. The spell was broken. Haku led her back to the entrance of the spirit world. Hand in hand, they promised they would never forget each other, even if, one day, their memories faded. As she crossed the threshold, Chihiro looked back one last time. The spirit world was already fading like a dream. Her parents were waiting, unchanged, thinking no time had passed. Together, they returned to their car and drove away. Chihiro looked ahead. The future was unknown, but she was not afraid anymore, because she had been spirited away, and she had come back stronger than ever before. And so, the story of Chihiro ends, not with a goodbye, but with a new beginning. Somewhere deep inside her heart, the spirit world would always remain, whispering to her, a reminder that even in the strangest places, courage, kindness, and love could light the way home.